Hello and welcome to another Blade and Soul video. In this video, I'm going to show you the Blackram supply chain instance. This is the instance version of the E-Supply Chain, and it basically has the exact same bosses and mini bosses, except there's a lot more stuff, everything lives a lot longer, and there are differences within each encounter, so I'm going to go over those. Right now we're just getting started up, so I'm going to fast forward through most of the trash. That way this isn't a 40-minute long video, which is about how long it took us. So without further ado, here we go. Okay, so here we are at the first boss, Gatekeeper / me. This is the guy you need for one of the quests you pick out outside the supply chain. Now right there, you actually, for the Dragon Blood Spires, later in the game, near the end game, you actually have to pay them with Nario coins. Now you can get plenty of these by doing random stuff, I think. I don't know how I ended up with 190 something. So I really have no quarrels with wasting one for getting an extra life per se. Now, this encounter is basically the same as in the E-Supply Chain. The only difference is that you have a very short time limit to actually kill this guy, because after he does his boiling water attack 4 or 5 times, I'm not sure, he will do nothing but that attack, and at that point, your party is going to be wiped. So anyway, here we have people taking a lot of damage. When I was doing this, I was focusing on doing as much damage to him as possible to take him down as quickly as possible. However, I do believe later, I think in a few seconds I start helping them. Oh, there goes his first boiling water phase. Now, from what it seems, because I'm doing this post play, it seems that when he goes underwater, his minions also do that. Now here I was trying to get ready, but to do my dodge moves. However, because now, unfortunately, what you saw there on top of my head was our Force Master's ability to grant everybody an ice shield when they take damage. However, the problem is that she did it too early, and it lasts a very short time. I think it's 3 seconds. So it wore off before the attack actually came. Here, I'm actually starting to take care of this guy. We do lose a couple of guys, but we don't actually wipe the encounter. They do manage to get back up. Now, here, because he's actually aggroing on me, I have to block to get him out of that phase. Now, once he charges 2 or 3 times, he will come out on his own, but you might as well do that to get some damage on him. Now, because of I'm basically the one that's dealing the most damage at the moment, it does jump from person to person depending on procs and everything, and I'm tanking most of this guy throughout the rest of the battle. And here he goes to his second boiling phase. Now here I've got some very low health, and I'm starting to get worried, and there's his water spout ability. He does all 4 on me, which is good. And I managed to dodge all of them. And here comes up. And there's the Force Master's Frozen Flower ability, I think it's called? I'm not really sure. But when timed correctly, that thing can stop the entire boiling water attack. Now, they do have some problems with their AoE's signs there. I was right outside the circle and it still hit me. So be careful with that. This happens in both the instance version and the area version. And after that, it really is just a rinse and repeat fight. Now that his 2 minions are dead, it's really just a focus this guy down. Now luckily, one of our summoners brought along a pet, and he has him doing nothing but his taunt and I think it's called Defense Pro ability, where the cat takes basically no damage. So that means I don't have to tank him, and I can focus on dealing as much damage as possible. And yeah, that is basically it. So I'll see you when we get to the next boss.
A loot action has started.
Okay, so this is one of the other smaller differences from this instance version versus the area version. As you can see, there are no Dragon Pulses to teleport you around the place. So you literally have to float across this huge chasm all the way over there. Now luckily, it seems to be pretty easy because it is a lot lower over there than when you start off. So even if you don't hit the apex of your jump perfectly, you should be able to land safely here. So yeah, when I saw this, I was like, well, this is different. And luckily, if you run out of your flying dash, you don't instantly fall down. You just go back to regular gliding. So yeah, that was interesting. Okay, so once you get to this area, you actually have to kill all 3 of these minor bosses in order to open the gate to proceed forward. Now, this guy in particular can deal a lot of damage with his ice abilities, so you need to be careful. I think I actually burned through my Dragon Blood on this one because I wasn't paying attention. The problem is he does that ice ability right there. If you don't get out of it, you will take quite a bit of damage and get frozen. And then he does another one that I think is that one right there that deals an even greater amount of damage. So yeah. And then I think he also does the ice tornado thing. But I think we do take him down without much trouble. I think people learned the hard way how much damage he can actually do. Then on the other side is I believe it's another assassin guy, and what he would do, no, not the the guy over there would do is he'll lay a poison pool somewhere around in his general area, and then he also transform his wolves into soldiers, and then he also transform into a girl for some reason. I'm not really sure what's going on with that, but anyway, you should be able to see the poison cloud once it appears. It is relatively obvious, but it does do quite a bit of damage, so you might want to be careful with that one. As you can see, he does have a couple of assassin lackeys that get a little annoying, so you might want to consider killing them. In fact, you probably will have to kill them. There is a poison port right there. You can see it. And there's what I said, that he transformed into a girl. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but the problem with that pool is that it stacks up poison very quickly. So really, you have to be careful with that, especially if you're a melee class like me. And there is his poison port yet again. So I have to pretty much back off and not hit him anymore because my range is pretty low. But we take him down anyway. There he goes. And that's it. After that, there is only one more boss left. Okay, so that right there is the last boss. You have to be careful not to aggro these guys next to you because they do quite a bit of damage and of knockback, so that really interrupts your fighting ability and everything. Now, unfortunately, we do end up aggroing one of them. Luckily, it's only one of them. And you'll see how annoying he can be. Oh, looks like we actually aggro 2 of them. That is definitely... Okay, so one goes down very quickly. Unfortunately, we ignored the other one because we didn't see him. We were so focused on dealing damage to the boss. Now, he also does the poison pool ability, so you need to be careful with that. So here I decided to finally go out and help out our back row here because they were suffering a little bit. Luckily, these bosses aren't particularly tough, so they do go down relatively quickly, especially destroyers. They only have a lot of health. So our little assassin friend does end up dying, unfortunately. And yeah, that is really basically it. So, on to the next boss. Okay, so here we are back into the little cafeteria area. And just like in the regular instance version, there is a boss in here. And unfortunately, it is the Ice Mage that I particularly do not like because he teleports all over the place and does a good amount of damage. So this guy that I'm beating on isn't the boss. The boss you can see over there on my right. So this is one of the minor bosses. He hangs around this room in both versions. Now unfortunately, he seems to be summoning minions from all over the place. So we need to deal with him and deal with his minions. And he summons 3 riflemen. You need to be careful with the riflemen because they do quite a bit of damage even if they do die relatively quickly. Luckily, me and one of our assassins does come and help take care of these guys, and they almost duplicated right there because they were right on top of each other doing the exact same moves. Here we have yet another one, a 4th rifleman appearing out of nowhere, so be careful with this room because you can end up wiping if you don't take care of them. They do quite a bit of damage. And after that, I believe the only one... They managed to take care of the other 2 minor bosses. And now it's time for the Chef Assassin, which is the most annoying fight in this entire area in both versions. The only difference this time is that she doesn't appear with the Chef Snapdrop person. Other than that, it really is the exact same fight. Watch out for her Poison Cloud. If you stay inside it, it will stack up a Poison Dot every second. And when she will disappear, she will counter a lot, and she will do her blind you and put a bomb beneath you. So if you can either interrupt her or get out of range, that's your best bet. Other than that, really, that's your... It really is the exact same encounter as in the area version. So yeah.
Or maybe fried. What should we have for dinner? That's not
closer to target. Try again. A loot action has...
You're gonna pay for this!
Now this area, I still don't understand fully what is going on. You saw the boss there in the center and then he decided to teleport away. I'm not really sure if you have to clear all these rooms or if you just have to find them and take them out. Because I've seen him here, we get him in this room, and then I've gotten him in the uppermost left room. So I'm not really sure what's going on. Now this boss will summon 2 minor bosses throughout the battle. You can either crowd control them, or you can fight them off, or kill them, or whatever is your wish. But other than that, this guy is exactly the same as his area version. Be careful with his AoEs. When he does his signature phrase of, can't remember what it is, but he's going to do his 3 area attacks that deal a lot of damage. So be careful with those. There's his knock up and AoE ability that is pretty obvious. There you can see him. There we go. So he summoned one of his allies, and then he also did his AoE fire ability. That one right there. I decided to focus on the boss to take him down as quickly as possible, or not. So let's see, who is this guy? This is one of the guys that appears in this room normally in the area version. Luckily, they don't seem to have a particularly long version. Here, I tried to crowd code, like CC him for 30 seconds, but everybody decided to keep punching him, so I was left with no choice but to keep attacking him. Unfortunately, he's one of those bosses that is very annoying to deal with because he does a lot of AoE and dashes around and stuff. There he is again. As you can see, he disappeared and was very annoying to deal with.
Show you how it's done. Rally to me. Punish them. Don't kill anyone jumping.
A loot action has started. You have made a bid in the auction. You have won the bid. The next auction will.
So yeah, that is Pohoran's entrance. I missed it out the first time I came here, so I decided to watch it that time and let you guys see it as well. Now this fight is basically the same, except that when the vents reach maximum pressure, there are going to be two levers that appear on the, I believe, there you go, you can see one over there on the left of my screen, you'll saw it right there, and you can see it over there on the opposite end of the platforms, over there on the far right there. Now, when the vents reach maximum pressure, you actually need to activate those levers in order to activate the steam. And that steam is going to work in the exact same way as in the Eastern Fleet version, where it's going to protect you, it's going to heal you up a little bit, and it will also protect you from her ice attack that then she'll then barrage somebody that got frozen, and so on and so forth. Her animals will appear when she reaches 25%, as in the other version, and I do believe her big fire AoE may reach all the way to the very end of the arena, unlike in the regular version. All we need to do is wait a little bit to see if that is the case. Okay, here it goes. Let's take a look, and
Please move closer to
no, it does not reach to the very end. So if you're not confident in your ability to dodge abilities, you can always, as soon as she says you're too weak, run to the very edge of the arena and you'll completely avoid the attack. This is probably what I would recommend most instead of trying to avoid it. Because as you can tell there, I couldn't avoid the first one, but I got lucky and resisted it somehow. But anyway, other than that, the fight is identical. Just avoid her attacks. If you get stunned, break out as soon as possible because she'll usually target you with some type of attack after. And yeah, that's it. Hopefully this was actually relatively useful to you, and I will see you later.
Please get closer to target. A loot action has started. You have withdrawn from the auction. Another party member has won the bid. The next auction will start. You have made a bid in the auction. A higher bid has been made. Another party member has won the bid. The next auction will start.